so tired of my anxious thoughts. I'm so tired of my anxious thoughts. I wonder what I can do to feel normal again. There's still this voice inside of me. It says, don't you dare to give up. Sunshine is coming. Don't you dare to give up. If sunshine is coming. Hi everybody. Welcome to my podcast. This is Starlight. And today I am going to show you 4 ways that you can know how to get rid of anxiety. Anxiety is always a thief of joy, and it gets in the way of our daily normal activities. And I know that you must be sick and tired of it. So today I'm going to show you 4 ways, strategies, and exercises that you can do from home, to erase that anxiety. Number 1, the first thing that you need to know is that anxiety is like a little seed that is planted in you, and that the more that you nourish it with fear, with insecurities, right, with doubt, and negativity too, the more it's going to grow, and in return you're gonna be very anxious. We are constantly anxious about the future, because when we have knowledge of things, we feel more confident. We know exactly what to expect and what to do, but the future is something that we have no control of. But in the moment that you set your mindset this way, it's gonna feel different. You're gonna see a different perspective of everything, because it turns out that God has given us the power of building the future that we want to see. In His Word it is written that He has plans not to harm us, but to give us life, hope, and a future. So in His plans, He has already given us a key here. He already has a plan for our life. He doesn't need to wait for time in order to know, but time has to wait for God in order to be established in our life. So as soon as you know this, as soon as you embrace this reality and interact with it, right, you're going to stop being so anxious about what you don't know, because God will never lead you to a place that He has not already been. And the more that you interact with this truth, the more easier it's going to be to let go of your fears and your anxiety, because you know that your future is in good hands. Just like when you're raising your kids and your kids are relying on you, they ask you a lot of questions. If there's any mom here, how many questions that your 4 years old or 5 years old ask you every day? They expect you to know the answer, and they don't have to worry about anything. They know that mom is going to provide. They know that mom is going to be there for me. That mom is going to be there for me at night. Mom is going to play for me. She's going to care for me. And I don't have to worry about tomorrow. So why do we forget that? Something so valuable that we learn as kids. Maybe because when we become an adult, there's a lot of responsibilities, and I understand that. But we can learn that valuable lesson that we actually learned it, all of us, from when we were kids. When you rely on God in the same way, you're not going to be anxious about what to expect and how you're going to do this and that. We live in a generation where we are so consumed in other people's life that we spend hours and hours so much time comparing ourselves with somebody else, and we live in a constant competition of who is going to be more rich, who is going to be more famous, who is trending, what is not. I want to be them. You are spending so much time trying to be someone that you can never be, because you are original, you are unique, no one can replace you. The essence of who you are, you're basically compromising it for something that you don't need. You don't need to be someone else. You don't need to care what other people are going to think of you. You don't need to know what tomorrow brings, because all that you need to know is the one that holds tomorrow. So God is extending an invitation to you right now of getting to know Him more. If you have been feeling anxious about your future, if you have been feeling anxious about anything at all, right now in this moment, this is the opportunity that He has given you as you resonate in this message, because you keep listening, right? So if you keep listening to this message, it's because you can resonate with this, because this message was specifically designed for you just at the right time. Okay, so the strategy number 2, it will be schedule the time that you spend and invest to nourish your mental health. I see so many issues with that. For example, some kids go through a lot of bullying through all their life, while they're in high school, and even college it happens. And sometimes they feel like they, as a parent, that I'm not a parent, but if there's a parent listening to this, sometimes they might feel like they cannot approach you if you don't exercise communication with them. If all the time you're just telling them what not to do, and you're not spending time to exercise that communication with your kids of like, how do you feel? How are people treating you at school? Do you know that you can rely on me in case you need anything? Do you know that you can talk to me, that I'm actually going to understand you, that I'm not your enemy? If you don't spend time, it's okay to discipline your kids, right? But if you don't spend time nourishing your relationship with your kids, they're not going to tell you what is going on in school, and they're going to develop a bad anxiety. So this anxiety that you have been dealing with, it came from your childhood. It's a shock right now, to hear this, but it came from your childhood. And if you don't learn how to erase this anxiety, how to manage this anxiety, you're going to pass it on to your kids, and you don't want that. So the exercise number 2 is knowing that instead of just wanting to raise your anxiety for yourself, think about your future kids. This is going to be enough motivation for you to actually work on yourself. If you need to get a therapist, if you see that everything is just increasing and getting bad and worse, it is time to get a therapist. But also know that God is always going to send you that provision for every season that you step in. Right now, all the struggles that you've been going through is molding you, is perfecting you, for the doors of opportunities that are going to come next. And that's an indication that every time a door opens before you, there's going to be trials. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to tempt you to give up. And you cannot leave without monitoring. You cannot walk through those doors without monitoring your mental health. It's important. How many people, how many teenagers and young adults and older people commit suicide every day? The numbers are rising right now. So right now, everything that you're learning through this podcast, it is bringing you so much value that money cannot give you. So if you like this podcast, make sure that you follow. Make sure that you read the description. You're going to be able to find a link to all my social media. And if you want to show my contents to your kids, I'm actually having a masterclass that's going to be very kid-friendly for all ages. And there I'm going to be exposing, how social media got so toxic for me that it was affecting my mental health, and I didn't even notice it. Social media is a blessing, but if you don't know or learn how to use it well, my gosh, it can ruin you and destroy you. You're also going to find ways to identify God's providence in your life. This is all going to be inspired by the book of Esther. If this is something that you're interested in and something that you want to share with your kids, with your young adults, then click on this link and sign up. And connect with me on all the social media. I also have a YouTube channel. If you see the picture of this podcast, you're gonna see that there's a logo of my YouTube channel, so you can follow me, subscribe there on Dreamy Video Blogs by Patri. You can just type it in, or you can just type in Patristarlight on YouTube and you will find me. So now let's head over to the third exercise. The third exercise is going to be to not stay quiet. How many times you have cried yourself to sleep after a trial and you just be like, well, tomorrow's gonna be a new day, I'm gonna be fine, it's all good. But you don't address that root of the problem, That's how anxiety is going to keep building up. So if you constantly do this on a daily basis, if you follow these exercises, you're going to notice a transformation in your life. Because you cannot go to a store and be like, hey, I want you to erase my anxiety. So this is what I want. I want you to give me peace. I want you to give me joy. So that this is why I tell people in my YouTube channel, you're going to find things and contents that money cannot bring to you, that only God can give you. Only God can give you peace. So the third exercise will be unplug from the negativity of this world and plug into love, And how exactly do you do this? You have to be constant in everything. You have to schedule in your time. You do this when you're going to see Netflix, right? You be like, I'm going to watch movies. I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to do this and that. But why don't we also spend time uprooting, that seed of anxiety? If we do this, imagine the transformation that we can actually experience in our life. So that this will be the third exercise. The third exercise will be, instead of just crying yourself to sleep and waking up in a new day and then confronting new issues and stay quiet, why not speak about it? You can write it down. You can find a friend to speak about it. You can pray. You can talk to God. If you're not close to God and you're listening to the podcast, I can pray for you. Send me a message, You're not alone. I want us to feel like we have a community to speak. And if you want to grow more closer to me, I have a Patreon account that is called Starlight VIP. There you're going to be able to unlock exclusive contents and speak directly to me. But you can also comment on my videos on YouTube. You can also connect with me on Instagram and send me a DM. I would love to connect with you. I don't want you to feel anymore that you have to walk on this journey of life alone. You're not alone. And someday you're going to be telling your own testimony of how you went through this test and suddenly you're already not the same person that you were before. So understand, this is the exercise number 4, is spending time to understand, to gain that understanding that everything that you're going through is connected to your legacy and your purpose, and no tear has been wasted. God is aware of all your tears. He's not deaf to your prayers. He's not deaf to the cry of your heart. And if you're wondering, why did God allow me to lose this family member? Why did my family member got in a car accident? Why is he not helping me pay my bills? Why did my husband left me? If this is you right now, if you can resonate with this, comment down below, and let me know. But if you can resonate with this, and don't leave, keep listening, because what God is saying to you right now is that the testing of your faith is fruitful. This testing that you're going through is fruitful. He's not going to leave you with empty hands. The testing of your faith produces perseverance, character, and character, hope. Hope will always keep you expecting. And you will never hope for what you don't already have. There's always going to be something that you're going to hope for. And hope is going to create expectations in you. So don't place your faith in temporal feelings. Don't place your faith in anxiety. That is a thief of joy. But place your faith in love. Because love doesn't depend on circumstances that are out of your control. Love doesn't depend on things of this world. God doesn't depend on your finances in order to move. If you're someone right now that you're struggling with your financial life, I speak abundance on you. If you're someone that you're sick, I speak healing on you. Touch the area of your body that is hurting, that you have been sick, or name that sickness. And right now, let me pray for you. I want to do this more often. Let me pray for you. God, I humble myself before you, and at the sound of my voice, there's a lot of people, maybe 30,000 people from all over the world, maybe even more, and they're listening to this podcast because they need you. They know that this podcast is worthy of their time, and they're not going to waste time listening to me because they're listening to you. This is about you. You're the one who asked me to create this podcast, and so I'm doing it because you knew that it was going to be fruitful, and you wanted to reach out to the person right now. Maybe this person has terminal cancer. Maybe this person has suffered from severe anxiety. Maybe this person cannot sleep at night. Maybe this person is going through financial issues. Maybe this person is dealing with a lot of family issues. Maybe this person was about to give up, and this person is coming across this podcast. And because of you interfering right now, this person is not going to give up, and it's going to have a huge testimony that is going to be able to bless a million souls. So God, I ask you at the sound of my voice, may you send healing. Everybody that is sick right now, touch the area that you're sick. I speak healing. I command sickness in your body to come out of your body, and I speak healing. May your sickness catch the fire of the Holy Spirit and be gone and be erased. May your sickness catch the fire of the Holy Spirit, be gone and be erased. May your anxiety catch the fire of the Holy Spirit, come out of your body and be erased and be gone. I speak healing to everybody. If you're a teenager right now dealing with a lot of bullying from high school, or you're anxious because we're in a pandemic, I speak peace upon you. May you draw closer to God, not to a religion, not to a denomination, not to people that are actually pointing fingers at you and telling you that you're supposed to be doing this or you're supposed to be this way. That is not what God is. I am sorry that God has been represented in so many horrible ways. That is not my God. My God is love, and in Him there is no darkness. If you're a teenager right now and you have self-esteem issues, I empower you to head over to my website, that is patrimusic.bandcamp.com, patrimusic.bandcamp.com. There you're going to be able to download my song Worth It, or you can actually listen to it through my podcast, Worth It. Worth It is a song that I created to address all the issues that I was going through in the past: eating disorder, self-harm, depression, and the habit of comparing myself with the other girls. This is something that I'm actually going to be addressing in my masterclass in case you want to get it. And I recommend that you listen to it because it's going to empower you. You're going to feel like you're going through it with me, and at the end I'm gonna bring you a valuable message that you are worth it, without sunken skin and Barbie like hips. I know you. I know that you go on Instagram and compare yourself with all the girls. I know that you use so many filters and you're sick and tired of your body. You hate your body. But you know what? I speak life over you, and may God set you free. May you be able to see with the lenses of love the beauty of who you are. Connect with me on Instagram. The link is down below. Let's talk. Let me know that you came from this podcast. You can also use the hashtag Starlight on Instagram, and I'm going to be checking it. I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to follow you. Let's support one another. If you enjoyed this podcast, let me know. Comment down below. Make sure that you follow. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you click on the link that is in the description so we can all connect with each other. And very important, share this with your audience, with your family, with your friends, with anyone that you may believe that needs this. Why? Because you're going to help me spread the word. You're going to help me bless more people. Thank you for your support. My podcast is brand new. I started this year, and it has been able to reach 30,000 people from different places of this world, and you're one of them. So please help me keep growing my podcast, because the more that we grow the podcast, the more awareness we're going to create of this beautiful messages and contents that God is helping me create. So thank you so much, and with you, this was Starlight. God bless you.